Oh no! Right, we all have our own definite essentials in our workshop. Probably some kind of saw, maybe a chisel or two, and some kind of tool for smoothing things off. But what are those essential items that maybe aren't quite as obvious? So here's my top 5 weird workshop essentials. Not off, pop pickers. In at 5, shoe polish. Yes, a tin of shoe polish. This is absolutely essential for putting screws into hardwoods especially. Dip your screw into a pot of wax and instantly that screw will turn into the wood and bite in a lot easier, far less chance of your screwdriver stripping the head or worse still, snapping that screw in the first place. Ooh. Holding steady at 4, it's a strip of leather. Yes, any old strip of leather or suede is a brilliant thing to have in your workshop to sit on top of your work surface. This does a number of different things. It provides a little bit more friction. It provides a softer surface for less scratches underneath. That softer surface also means while I'm cutting out dovetails and chopping with chisels, it's not as bangy, it's not as loud. It's generally nicer to work with. But one of the handiest reasons for having a strip of leather on the workbench is to use it as a strop. So in between the occasional chop with your chisel, you can just go back to the leather, polish up that edge, and it just makes it a little bit keener again, and just less effort, less work, safer. Everything works better because that leather has kept your chisel in nicer condition. Working hard at 3, it's kitchen roll. Yes, you can buy expensive kitchen roll specifically designed for workshop use that's super tough and durable. But you know what? The actual decent stuff that you can get from your local supermarket works just as well. Especially the stuff that advertises that you can wring it out and use it again. Perfect for us. It has many uses. Obviously, it can wipe up little spills. You can wipe down your lens with it. One of my favourite uses though is for applying my favourite oil finish. Quick dab onto the cloth, rub that in, and of course the paper itself has a grade of some sort. So after your final sanding, applying this, rubbing it in and then getting a bit of elbow grease with it will polish things up really rather nicely to give you a beautiful finished piece. Et voila! Shining in second, it's window cleaner. It doesn't have to be expensive stuff. Any window cleaner will do. I use this all the time in my workshop. Obviously, as a cleaning item, it actually does what it says on the tin. It cleans. And that can be windows, which I haven't used it for. Or I use this actually to clean off my hands after I've used Danish oil. But the biggest use for this in my workshop is while I'm sharpening my tools. However you sharpen your tools, whether it's a scary sharp system or a diamond kit, it doesn't matter. It's going to need some lubricant of some sort, and this stuff is fantastic. Water does not lubricate. Water will also rust. Do not, under any circumstances, use water on your 80-pound diamond plate because it'll just kill it. Use it, get a bottle, have it in your workshop. Now, before I give you my number 1 weird workshop essentials, what do you have in your workshop that you think is absolutely vital? You grab it every day, but it's not an industry standard. Whatever it is, leave it in the comments down below. Let us all figure out these extra little tips and tricks so we can all be better in our workshops. Isn't that what we're here for? Holding fast at the number 1 slot. It has 2 uses. It's a tin of carnation caramel. Yes, a tin of caramel stuff. And it is the tin that we're really after. Mind you, the good thing with the contents of this stuff is it does make a nice banoffee pie. And don't we all love a nice banoffee pie? Once all the banoffee pie has been eaten, you will be left with an empty tin of a lovely little size to make a rag in a can. Originally made famous by the genius that is Paul Sellers, the rag in the can is a lubricating system for your tools. Now, a lot of people ask, what is this rag in a can? It is literally an old t-shirt wound up incredibly tight and stuffed into this empty tin. I've pushed that in with screwdrivers, so it's really, really solid and rock firm in there. That is not going to fall out or start flapping all over the place. Once you have stuffed your rag in your can, soak it in 3-in-1 oil. When you first do it, it will take quite a lot of soaking up. Every 6 months or so, just put a couple of drops on the top, leave it alone, let it sink in, job done. So, how do we use it, I hear you cry? Well, when you've been planing for a while, you can start to feel that little bit of tension. There's a bit of grip in between the two. Do that and suddenly your plane is transformed. It runs smooth, it runs slick, it gives a beautiful finish. And because you can pick this thing up, it also means you can turn it upside down and run it along your saw. So that's going to work beautifully slick. And no, before you ask, it doesn't create a film of oil across your wood. It doesn't interfere with any of the finishes that you want to put on. We're talking trace elements, undetectable. It does not affect the finish of the wood, whatever finish you're trying to use. But it makes your tool work so cleanly and effortlessly, you will not be without one of these once you've used one. And make sure that you like this video and share it with friends that you think could do with using some of these tools. And if you've got your favourite weird workshop essential, put it in the comments and read what everyone else has got. Now, for more essential woodworking stuff, check out this video here because I think you'll love it. Until next time, Total Pips, see you later. God bless.